The city of Easton has a very beautiful and unique architecture. However, like many cities, there are some buildings that are abandoned, pretty much. Well, we're going to talk about one particular building that has been refurbished and for what purposes. Stay with us and you will see. Hi, I'm Jose Antonio Ortiz, and this is Nuestro Valle, only on the Easton Television Network. Thank you for letting us in your homes. And our guest tonight is Brooke Mitman, who is founder of Heavenly Host Hospitality. Brooke, welcome to Nuestro Valle.
Thank you, Antonio. Gracias.
And well, let's start with what is Heavenly Host Hospitality.
Heavenly Host Hospitality is a new venture for me. It is a hospitality management company. We're also going to be planning and executing events locally, regionally, and nationally, and also launching an educational tourism business along with that.
Oh wow, that sounds exciting, and I can hardly wait to hear more about it. Now, you hosted an event recently. They opened the brand new, The Catalyst is the name of it.
Yes, so the Catalyst is a brand new event center on Center Square in Easton, Pennsylvania, historic Easton. And it's located at 16 Center Square in Easton. It was a former Wells Fargo bank building. It's been a bank building for a long time. And the retail space was empty, and the new owners decided to create an event center there. So they're calling it the Catalyst, and it is going to be for wonderful music and speakers and educational events. There's an art gallery component as well as retail. So very exciting.
I understand there is also another component that I think is very appealing, is a shared working space.
Yes, so there's a lot of space. It's a 6,000 square foot retail space, commercial space on the first floor. And because it was a bank, there's still offices there that are potentially kind of co-working space. There are a couple of other little smaller offices which could be used for anything from hosting a podcast or some kind of maker space. So it's really in its infancy stage. We're just learning. The owners and I and the group have been trying to figure out exactly the next phase of this. But it's a very exciting opportunity for Easton and
well, yes, especially this working space. A lot of people, especially entrepreneurs or people who are just starting the podcast, is so prevalent now. But there are some limitations as to what you can do from home, for instance. So this place, do you have any idea how soon it's going to be available for those purposes?
Well, I don't, although I'm hoping it's soon, like within the next 60 or 90 days.
Yes.
Because theoretically, when you come to the space, and of course I'm inviting you to come,
oh, thank you.
We could even set up something like this where we can do a broadcast from our little theater area and do something like this. And it can be moved and then set up in the evening for a musical group or something like that. But we're working on that design right now. So that it's flexible space and also, of course, open to the public to use.
Now, this was a soft opening or
yes.
So do you have an idea when is the grand opening going to happen?
Well, so we had the soft opening of the Catalyst on this past Sunday, June 1st, and wonderful response from the community. We had a couple of bands lined up, and my client, I have a artist representation company, so my artist, who we're going to talk about shortly, we have his portraits there in the gallery. So in terms of regularly opening, we're shooting right now for the first week of July.
Okay.
And right before Heritage Day in historic Easton, which is the 12th of July. So I'm hoping to get us open full time by the first week of July.
Now, this place is open to the public, or there is an admission involved?
No, right now, in order to see the exhibit of the World in Faces exhibit, right now it's really by appointment, so people just need to contact me, reach out by email or phone, which we can provide, and that way we can schedule a time to see the exhibit for the next couple of weeks, and after that it will be open to the public on kind of like a lot of models now, we're going kind of pay as you can. We don't want to set an exhibit where it's a hard, dollar amount, but maybe if people want to donate to the cause, that's fine. Something like that.
Okay, now, when did you start this Heavenly Host?
Well, I have been working on it really since 2020, since the pandemic. I had a couple of opportunities in 2020 and 21 to manage a shared commercial kitchen, which was in Easton. I took that over for a year from the founder of that business model. That was for small business also. And then I had a pop-up store actually in this very location of the Catalyst. I had a pop-up store called Restored Easton Marketplace. And it was basically a small business incubator in there for about 4 months. So it started like that, and it's just been going. But this is really a big opportunity for us to take it to the next level.
How challenging has been? What did you do before this?
Well, I grew up in the jewelry business. My family business is Bixler's Jewelers and Silversmith. So my ancestors have been entrepreneurs since really before the Revolution, and founded in Easton in 1785. And so before that, though, I have 4 children who are now young adults, and I also have worked in nonprofit leadership and development, and have done awareness development and fundraising for nonprofits. So, and then I was in the private sector before that. So, been a mom and working as well.
And then you decided to go on your own.
Yes.
How challenging has it been? And we just have briefly a minute.
Okay.
So.
It has been very challenging. I don't think people realize or appreciate what an entrepreneur does. So it has been very challenging, especially during COVID. And for me, as a woman, it's been very challenging getting funding.
We are going to talk about that when we come back. And friends, don't go away. There is a lot more to come. Stay with us. And we are back with our guest, Brooke Mitman, who is the founder of Heavenly Host Hospitality. Before we got into brief messages, we were starting to explore this, how challenging it is to become an entrepreneur.
I believe it is challenging. It has been personally for me, especially knowing that I'm an entrepreneur in my DNA. But not having existing businesses to pull from. So as a startup entrepreneur, I have to say my friends and family have been amazingly supportive, but I don't have any investors that have helped me to launch. So much of this has been really just by sheer determination. And so I would say in general, it's hard to get funding. It's been very challenging to get funding. It's been challenging to share the vision with people in a way that people can understand. So I try to link my idea to, well, Heavenly Host Hospitality is kind of like when Conrad Hilton was starting and didn't have anything to show for it, essentially, right? We're kind of building a dream and a vision as we're sharing with people without something tangible to show. So I'm very grateful for this opportunity that we'll talk about to kind of take what I have dreamt about all this time and really put it into action. Yes. I had the opportunity, like I said, with the shared commercial kitchen down in Easton, which was called Common Space, and I loved that model where it's a big commercial kitchen, it's shared, and during the pandemic we had small business people in there, caterers and bakers and things like that. It was a wonderful environment, but monetarily it was very challenging, and we were leasing the space, which also brought other challenges during the pandemic. So while that was successful missionally, financially it was not.
No.
So there's always that dichotomy, right? You have the mission and the vision, but then you've got to figure out the profitability.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, there are many sources of funding now more than ever,
Yes,
and
yes, I hope so.
especially businesses that are owned by women, minorities, and etc. I
Yes.
don't like to use those terms,
I don't either.
but those are the terms they use, and we have to go with them.
Yes.
Take advantage. What the
Yes.
heck?
Hopefully we can now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now let's transition, if you would like, to the exhibit. Well, the soft opening, besides the entertainment, which you were mentioning already, there was a component, an exhibit.
Yes.
Tell me about this exhibit in particular.
So the photography exhibit that we have at the Catalyst right now, we have 11 portraits by my friend and client. His name is Alexander Kamushin, and he is an amazing human being and a humanitarian. And he is actually, his life's work is called The World in Faces. And he has now become the UNESCO, through collaboration, the UNESCO photographer of Indigenous people. So his whole life's work has been photographing since 2008 Indigenous people around the world. And his heart and mind for our cultures, Indigenous cultures, is about love and respect for all people and preserving these Indigenous people's culture, whether it's clothing, artistry, jewelry, food, dance, family life, all of that, language especially too.
We just glanced at some of the photographs, those portraits, and I think I made you that comment that just makes me want to see more.
I hope so.
And there are plans, like, is he intending to continue this work for as long as he can?
Yes, I'm hoping it's a lifelong thing for him.
Yes.
The next phase, so these particular portraits that we have at the gallery at Catalyst are 11 of about 25 that I have that were actually at the United Nations in New York City in 2019. And they are very large. They're 5 feet by 7 feet roughly. And so this is a portion of that exhibit. What I'm hoping and what we are planning right now is to be able to bring Alexander, he's currently in Central Asia, to bring him to America by the first week of July and have him start on a 2.5 to 3 month journey with our Native Americans, our First Nations, because he has yet to do the Western Hemisphere. So we have America, Canada, Central and South America that he would like to photograph. So this is going to be the first phase of that journey.
Wow. And what is he from?
He is actually Russian and Ukrainian with Australian citizenship as well. So he's got dual citizenship.
Oh.
And he is the most amazing person. I can't wait for you to meet him.
How do you meet him?
We actually met through a mutual friend and acquaintance who is a friend of mine, was working with a Native American mission here in the Lehigh Valley called Pository of Life. And my friend Mary is on the board of that organization, or was, and introduced me to them, and that's how I got introduced to Alexander.
How long time does he spend with any group that he gets to meet and portrait?
Well, I can't speak for him exactly, but I would say somewhere between, I mean, it could be as many as a couple of days, shortly as a couple of days, or it could be perhaps as long as a week or even 2 weeks, and then he continues to move around. So we'll have to ask him when he comes.
When he comes, yes.
You can make a great list of questions for him.
Is he funded by the UNESCO?
He actually is not. He's been self-funding, other than some strategic alliances. I can't speak for the UN completely because I don't know exactly how that all worked out, but he has not been funded by them historically. They have hosted events at the UN's around Europe, and he, of course, there's probably been some things, and he's working on a book right now as a collaboration with them, I believe, so we'll get more into that. And then he had a sponsorship from a company in Russia that I think now that is over. So we are looking for strategic alliances, partnerships. I'd like to have them based in the Lehigh Valley, but they could be around the country
Whatever.
or around the globe. This is an international project with international scope and humanitarian impact, really on the impact of people's lives all over the world.
Well, we'll get into those details when we come back.
Okay.
Friends, stay with us. Don't change that channel. Well, thank you for staying with us, and we are here talking to Brooke Mitman, who is the founder of Heavenly Host Hospitality and collaborating with the Catalyst. Now, this Catalyst building itself is another entrepreneurial project.
It is.
It's a brother and sister.
Yes, yes. So Bert Curtin and his sister Jane Curtin are amazing people. They purchased the building, the whole entire building, which is residential and commercial. They purchased the building about 3 years ago. So this is their new venture in that space that has been vacant since they purchased it.
Wow.
So,
Well, I am glad they are turning an abandoned building pretty much into something, or the building was not abandoned, it was just
No,
a
it was
retail space.
Yes, yes. It has residential units in the upper stories. However, the commercial space, which is what really brings life to a city center,
Yes.
right, is the ground level space. So to have this huge space not being utilized, and alive and engaging in community and providing space for the community to use was really a kind of a travesty. So I am so grateful to them that they, I really love them very much. I've known them just a short time, but I love them very much. They're very kind and generous and creative and good business people. Their main business is real estate. And so this is kind of a new venture. Jane has a background in catering. And so
Oh, really?
they're just, so it's really kind of sparked a new phase for them too. So it's really an exciting thing for the community.
Brand new, everything.
Yeah.
Now, let's go back to our good friend. And you say that he is planning a visit to the Lehigh Valley already.
Yes, we
the
are
end of this
working on
month.
that. Yes, we are
Or
working
beginning.
on, yes, he has his visa secured, thank goodness. He has a visa for, I think, about 90 days. So, so we are working right now to secure funding for his airfare and stay and travel, his journey around to Native American reservations or into the cities or wherever they're going to host him, to start taking photographs of them.
How does anyone who would like to collaborate get in touch with you or with him?
Well, the best thing to do is, because I am his artist agent, the best thing is to contact me either by phone, and I can give my cell phone, or my email, which I think will be somewhere on the, so brookemrivera@gmail.com.
Okay.
And that's really the best place to start.
Wonderful. Is he coming to the Catalyst, or that's not?
Yes, our hope
Continue.
is to have a welcome reception there for all of our potential partnerships, funders, interested parties, scholars, anybody interested in this restoration movement with our indigenous people, our First Nations. First, obviously, as Americans, we're caring about that, and then however we can expand that nationally and internationally. So yeah, we need corporate sponsors, we need individuals, we can use university collaborations for scholarly work, we can include students to help students have opportunities for apprenticeships or entrepreneurship, internships, mentorship. So everybody, no matter what your culture, nation, tribe, tongue, age, can engage with this exhibit, with Alexander, with us as Heavenly Host, and there's lots of good work to do. We're hoping to highlight, of course, our Lenape, our Delaware
right here,
Lenape
yes.
Native tribal people. And so we're looking at having a collaborative event, kind of that, again, around that Heritage Day time with our Lenape. so that we can highlight them and honor them as well. And of course, engage anybody who has Indigenous background or knows anyone like that. Please have them get in touch with me, because we're in that planning stage right now.
And of course, we are in a melting pot
Yes,
of the world. So
we are.
there are anyone who, will they need to have their native outfits? And
Well, if they have them, that's wonderful. If we need to make them or find them, we can do
Find them.
that too. I mean, we're going to be doing all kinds of things. We're going to be doing events with dance and food and music and art, actual art and culture. And again, if you're a child or you're an elderly senior person and you have that passion for your culture, please bring it, because we all need that. That's what makes America beautiful and wonderful and great.
and we hope to continue with that.
Yes.
So
Life, liberty, and happiness.
the pursuit of happiness.
Happiness, yes.
Of course. And going back to the catalyst, how does one get the space they need for working? Oh, before that, there is all the information you need about the catalyst. There is the address, the phone number, and Brooke email.
Yes, that's fabulous.
So the website for our friend Alexander Kimushin, I recommend you to just look. Don't steal the images. You will get in trouble.
Yes, please do not do that. We need to protect his life's work there.
But
yes.
it's just beautiful to see, as you mentioned, people in their own environment and that love their culture.
Yes, it's very
So
important
colorful,
to preserve
yes.
that. Mm-hmm.
Well, we don't have the date yet when he comes. Will there be a notification at the Catalyst website or your website?
Yes, both. We will be linking the two websites. I'm working on all of the social media and my website and all of that right now, and linking it with Catalyst. So they will be linked up somehow so that people can either register for a private tour right now leading up to the opening, which
Yes.
I'm planning right now for the first week of July.
Yes,
And for his visit to be around that time.
around that time.
So July 7th to the 12th, somewhere in there, we will have a larger event happening, welcome event.
Well, I wish you all the luck, and I am sure
Thank
you are
you,
going to be
Tony.
very successful.
Thank you.
I hope to see you again, and maybe our friend too.
Oh, likewise, absolutely.
Thank you very
Muchas
much.
gracias.
And friends, remember, we will see you next time in Nuestro Valle.